In the world of PCI compliance, a recent survey of qualified security assessors, or QSAs, revealed their growing concern that merchants focus more on being PCI compliant and less on the protection of sensitive cardholder data. The research is the first time PCI DSS trends have been analyzed through the QSA perspective, and revealed interesting information about organizations' approach PCI compliance as well as how they protect sensitive information. The study, called PCI DSS Trends 2010, QSA Insights, was announced at the latest RSA Security Conference in San Francisco. The survey reports that 60% of QSAs believe encryption is the most effective means to protect cardholder data from end to end, which is the time it is accepted at point of sale to when the transaction is authorized. According to the survey, 81% of QSAs recommend the use of Hardware Security Module, or HSM, for encryption and key management. These devices are typically a plug-in card or an external TCP/IP security device attached directly to the server or computer. 63% of the QSAs said they believe using HSMs reduce the time and money spent on compliance. The report also revealed that while only 2% of businesses outright fail compliance audits, 41% would fail if they were unable to rely on temporary compensating controls to meet the PCI DSS requirements. These alternative routes must also meet QSA approval, but they might just be temporary fixes and might even be eliminated in future updates to the PCI DSS. Proponents of the study hope that it will help merchants better understand how QSAs view PCI DSS requirements and what approaches work best to achieve compliance. See the show notes at blockports.com for a link to the full study report. Among the topics at the recent RSA conference was the issue of virtual patching. While security pros agree it can be an effective short-term fix for network vulnerabilities, they also agree virtual patching should not replace implementing proper fixes for systems and applications. Virtual patching is an effective way to block potentially malicious network traffic from network locations, and is a great way to prevent a known issue from being exploited in environments where traditional patching cannot be easily implemented. However, problems can arise when this temporary fix is used long-term. Virtual patches mitigate risk resulting from security flaws, but they don't truly remediate the flaws. The root problem must still be fixed, and sometimes it can be easy to set it and forget it with a virtual patch. Also, any changes to the network, such as minor configurations or topography changes, will render the virtual patch useless, re-exposing the network. Peter Kuntz, Manager of Infrastructure Security for automaker Daimler, said on the panel at the RSA. He noted that getting backing from management to implement proper fixes when a virtual patch seems to be doing the job can be politically difficult within an organization. It is still critical to do the back-end repair work, even though the IPS network status panel shows a green checkmark after a virtual patch is in place. In Linux news, MontaVista Software, a company specializing in Linux commercialization, is developing a version of the Linux operating system that boots in less than 1 second. According to a team member working on the project, the need for a fast boot came from a customer who needed his automotive dashboard system to come out quickly. Netbooks and mobile Linux fast boot approaches were considered first, but could not be adapted, as the requirements for a 1-second boot are far more extreme than those of any netbook or notebook application. The team accomplished the short boot time in 3 stages. First, they optimized in all the obvious places, including the bootloader. They also omitted drivers not needed by the OS and minified its configuration. At the end of the first stage, the team had accomplished a 7-second boot time. For the second stage, the developers used DMA methods, direct memory access, to parallel many tasks in the boot process. These DMA agents can move many boot tasks between processor memory and flash memory without processor overhead. At the end of stage 2, the boot time was reduced to 4 seconds. In stage 3, the team loaded the customer's application in Linux page cache memory and realized they didn't have to load the entire application, only the part it required to start up, which brought the boot time to around 1 second. Although the innovation was directed at a particular automotive dashboard customer, it applies to any application that needs to have an embedded Linux, complete with the file system, boot in less than a second. The application is processor specific, but MontaVista claims it can help anyone apply the technology to any 32 or 64-bit processor.
Blocked Ports is brought to you by Ron McCarty, a freelance writer and consultant specializing in systems, network, and information security. Ron is the founder and CEO of Your NetGuard, an IT services company located in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.